On Discover Yourself today, we discuss how to know a true friend. We all need friends. It seems that even people we have known for only a moment are revealing their most personal details in an instant. But how do we know if they are friends for life or just a season? At what stage in a relationship should you allow someone to become more than a friend? How do we know when to take a relationship to the next level? Join us as we discuss how to know a true friend. Hello and welcome to Discover Yourself today. Today we are looking at friendship and what constitutes a friend. So, can anyone be your friend?
No.
What do you think?
No.
Is it good to is everyone a friend? How does this work?
No. Certainly not. To begin with, I think we should define friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And who is a friend? Because we use that word very liberally, we just meet someone, you say hi to them at the supermarket and automatically
She's a friend.
Oh, she's a friend. And I think for women it's so easy because we get into conversations, I remember one guy saying, he looked at two women just talking at the line in the supermarket and he could have sworn that they knew each other all their lives, when actually they were just asking each other about a particular product. But again, as I said, because women, we are so easily approachable when we meet each other. It's just as we strike up a conversation, and therefore we formulate what we would kind of call, what we obviously call, she is my friend. But a friend is someone who knows you or have seen you at your worst and is still there for you.
Okay.
It's that person who, that is like, for instance, someone, there are certain things someone would say to me, Sheila said so and so. And I could say no, without any sort of reservation. And that, same for, you and I, you'd be able to say that about me. Why? Because it constitutes what we have. And it's based on, it's like everything else. It's built, it takes time, it's not for sissies, and it would cost you something.
So what do you call someone that you haven't known very long?
That's an acquaintance.
Oh, that's acquaintance. So if you meet them in, say, I don't know, work all the time, that's a colleague.
That's a colleague. Okay. And that's a totally different thing.
That's totally different.
You don't, at work you can formulate friendships, but your work, the people that you work with are your work colleagues.
And where does it that you blur the line? Where does a work colleague become a friend?
Maybe something might happen. An event, life happens, an event, something may happen. You may be, you might have gotten ill, or, some sort of crisis, or, something, as I said, life happened. If just some situation would have happened,
yes,
then you can cross that barrier.
That person takes that extra step
to be there for you, and or you maybe had to be there for them, and again, because it's just used so, he's my friend or she's my friend. I don't think we give a whole lot of thought into what the relationship really is. Because as I said, an acquaintance is someone, and the thing about an acquaintance is, you may know an acquaintance for 10 years, but that's all they are.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
why are they acquaintance? What's the difference?
Because you haven't brought them into your sphere.
Yeah.
you haven't brought them into that space,
That private
that
place.
private place, which again is, which is what all of us have, which is what we guard.
Yes.
You understand? Because, it's like you meet their family, they meet yours, and they can still just be an acquaintance.
Yeah.
You understand? And the lines can be very blur, because as I said, I've heard someone say, people are in your life for a reason, for a season, or for life.
Yeah.
And these are the category of people that we meet and come in contact with every day. And yeah, it's sad to say, because, and the thing about it is that you're vulnerable to a friend. It's like any really close relationship, because once you have opened that private space, once you have opened that sphere to that person, there's a vulnerability that comes with it, and that is why that person can hurt you.
So if once you haven't become vulnerable to an individual, you can't really call them your friend, because what you're saying is you don't really trust them enough for them to come into that space.
Trust is earned.
This is it.
Trust
That's
is
where
earned.
the levels start to, the friendships start to build.
Yes.
It's all about earning that trust.
Can I trust you with certain things? Can I trust you with my private affairs? Can I trust you with things that that are near and dear to me? And as I said, trust is earned. Trust is not given. And the thing about it is, it takes years to build trust, and an instant it can be gone.
It can be broken.
It can be broken.
Something I really want, that is on my heart, that I want to speak about, and it's got to do with women, and women just letting men into their lives and then expecting that man to actually really care for them and value them and all this. I mean, we're in a modern world, yes, and people meet a man and they're prepared to give everything of themselves to someone that they do not know. And sometimes they might know them for a few months and they think, okay, we're in a relationship. And when that person breaks does something that hurts them, they wonder why. Now, this is what you're talking about. In a relationship, even a romantic one, we're talking about women's friendship, but in a romantic setting, a man and woman relationship, I think that's why friendship has to be formulated first before you get into a romantic relationship.
Well, I would say hands up to that, because I've been married for 26 years.
Yeah.
My husband is my best friend.
Yeah.
There's no questions about it. There's nothing I cannot tell him.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I would tell a girlfriend of mine that I wouldn't tell my husband.
So he has to be your friend first.
He is my
That's
friend.
the key.
My best friend.
And in most relationships, especially modern day relationships, they kind of skip over that altogether.
Or they don't. It's
They're not
microwave.
aware.
No, everything is microwave. It has to be done quickly.
I think people are not aware of that stage. I really do. I think women just think that it's all about getting intimate really quickly. And after you've done that, you really realise that you don't really like this person very much. You don't want him to call you or text you. And what a waste of energy and emotion and everything. All I'm saying is, I think people should just remember that first stage. It's an acquaintance first.
Acquaintance.
Then you build a friendship.
Because the thing about it is that as an acquaintance anyway, and even, this is a whole different level, of what we talk, not the main issue we're talking about, because we're talking about friendship. But in terms of a relationship, that's a whole different ball game.
Yes.
Because when you're dating someone or you just met someone, it's always both of you not who you are at all. you put your best foot forward, you see me, you pick me up, and that's it. Or I come and meet you, and we have absolutely no idea. You're talking about in terms of relationship, romantically or otherwise, particularly romantically, it's that, you know I don't know, because it has to be their value basis for that kind of relationship that has been lost. Those value systems about those kind of relationship, because now, if it's romantically, either way, it's like, I meet you at the pub and I sleep with you tonight. Obviously, yeah.
Drink intoxicated.
Exactly.
Emotions are high.
We got into that. We got into that physical part. Didn't even know how we got there. Sometimes
Don't remember
what happened. And it's amazing because they have a couple of ads. You wake up in a bed and you're looking around. Doesn't have a clue whose house is this, whose bed is it. But so those are the things that have been lost, value systems. Because even in a friendship, why would we want to be friends? They have to be, those values that we as you said, we skip those stages, because now everything has to be done. It has to be done now. We don't want it to be, to be drawn out. We don't want, certain things to be discussed.
It's a process of.
It is a process.
I think people. Yeah, it's a process.
It's a
People have to
process.
realize that in every friendship, you have to assess that person's character, and as you're saying, their value system, and that is what enables you to choose who you're gonna allow into your space or not. And the same, and it's a progress. It's a journey of a progressive journey. Because as you said, you start as an acquaintance, you just meet someone you're acquainted, you get on. And then you open the door a little bit more and you become a friend. And then you move on with that relationship. And there's levels of friendships as well.
As well, yeah, they are.
There's levels. There's some people that you're friends, but you're not going to tell them the real nitty-gritty of your life. And people have to be aware that, like these days, you meet somebody and they are telling you everything about their life. Everything.
Everything.
What's that?
Because, they want, again, because it's not, they have to share how
Facebook society.
I tell you, social media, social media. It's and again, it's signs of the times, because technologically we're so advanced and everything else, and obviously everybody wants
technology,
to be,
but seem to be regressing in our,
in our character. That's what I said, in our morals.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, people looking and say, what are they talking about morals and values?
They don't even realize what it means.
Don't have a clue of what those things are.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they went out with the big cell phones and stuff like that. Because now your Paris can use she's all all highly technical, and obviously again, because these things are not taught. You're not trained. They're not taught anymore. They're not trained anymore.
Not trained in them. And it's like the generation that was supposed to teach them kind of just threw it away.
They did. And I think in our generation, we were, whether we wanted to, we were taught it. But I think my generation sort of is where it started lapsing. We started taking things on board and started taking things for granted. And it's because it's like, I grew up in a cul-de-sac and everybody knew everybody by name. And in those days, somebody had a bunch of bananas or something, it was shared, among everybody and stuff like that. The thing about it is that, as you said, we regress in certain things. We've progressed so far,
Yeah.
and then in others we've regressed again. It's like so far
lost the
away
plot
as
on
well.
it.
We've lost the
Yeah.
plot on it. So it's like, where do we now bridge the gap?
Yeah.
Because there is, and I don't even think it's a gap, I think it's a gulf now,
Yeah.
in sort of bringing those things in.
It is actually,
It
because
is.
people are so far removed from it.
remote, exactly. It's like it's remote. It's like
And there's
countryside.
so much, and with the problem is with that, especially like I'm saying, some people let out all their life issues in one meeting. Even I'm going again to the if it's a woman to woman and they're friends, they let it all out. But you might not even know that person you're talking to. And then again, when they go on a date with someone they actually don't know, they're letting everything out again. No mystery, no self barriers. Give some people time.
No.
And it's like, there is no concept, there's not a concept of withhold.
No. There's
Of
no such-
access.
or restraint. No.
No
If it
restraint.
feels good, do it. Whatever feels good,
And
do
then
it.
that's why I think there's so much more mental health,
Oh, sorts of
stress, disappointments in life. People are suffering with not so much of the physical things, but
mentally,
emotional and mental
mentally
disturbance.
And
Because
yeah.
it hurts.
have been abused.
Yes.
Even by words. And the thing about it, because obviously, and they use, and the thing about it is that people play games with other people's emotions. And you try, you can see, I have a colleague that tries, just try using words, oh, well, you don't care about me, and I'm like, okay,
some
if
people,
yes,
it's a currency.
it
Some
is.
people do use emotional
You know,
blackmail. Yes, they
blackmail.
do.
They
And they're
do.
very good at it. Yeah.
And that is I think that's one of the greatest
Yes.
things in our society.
Yes, these
Emotional
days,
blackmail.
yes.
They really, oh, well, if you love me, you would prove your love to me.
Exactly.
Oh, no, if you love me,
You wouldn't have to make me prove.
Prove, that's it. Prove your love to me, by whatever. And that's it. It's, how they are willing to do that whatever to prove this love, and doesn't realize that it's like, it's like jumping that high jump. The bar keeps going higher and higher and higher, and until you realize, what, I just can't make this, I can't do this. So then they're left to shattered and broken.
Yeah.
And this is it. So many people are broken. They are broken because of the wrong relationships.
Yes.
And again, what we call
Yeah.
friendships.
Yes.
And
they've invested all their
all their
emotions in the wrong person.
everything. They've given it out. And what is sad is, as well as they're continually doing it. So they're like on a spiral, and then they reach to a stage.
It's a sad,
They reach to a stage where they doesn't even know now how to guard their heart.
Yes. You have to guard your heart.
You have to guard
because
your
out of it
heart.
flows the issues
of life.
of your life.
And no, it's not, it's not the, I just met you, whoever you are, I just met you, I need to tell you everything about me so, you know me. No. You only no.
You don't need to
You
know
only
everything.
get to know me by spending time with me, by investing in me, I investing in you.
Yes.
When I say investing, it's
Investing, we're not saying money.
No, it's not it's
Time,
not
energy.
financial. It doesn't have to be
Mental capacity.
financially. That can be a card. I mean, you send me a card or whatever the case might be. You take me to lunch or whatever it is, and vice versa. Because now we live in this world where it's equally, you pay the bill, I pay the bill. It really doesn't matter. To me, that really is not the
That's not
issue
the
at
issue,
all.
yeah.
You know, if you want to pick up the tab and you pick it up, I would pick my tab up. You know, if I have to pick it up, that's fine. But and then again, you know, I remember it was so, you know, even as a young woman growing up, a lot of times we used to pick our tabs up because, listen, we don't want you to feel that because you've picked the tab up, now you have something on us. You understand? Because again, it's like, okay, if I keep picking up the tab, then you owe me something.
If you keep,
Yes.
that the key word is keep. The first initial, if a man invites you out to dinner, the first initial invitation, if I invite you out to dinner, it's on me. I've invited you. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But if you keep going out with him and he keeps picking up the bill, now we're in another territory.
We are. That's it.
If you haven't defined your relationship,
Yeah.
if he just keep, you know, to me, if a man invites me out to dinner and we're like, there's a romantic something going on, the issue is he wants to spoil me, have a good time,
Yes.
and get to know me. He wants some valuable time with me. Fine, wonderful. You pick up the tab, we have a lovely dinner, nothing after that. Wonderful. We get to assess each other to know what is this. It doesn't always have to be dinner. Coffee,
Yeah.
tea, it could be all kinds of lunch, do different things. But if I have it, you know, once or twice, the next time, yeah, I can pick up the tab. But why are you wasting the man's time? If you don't want him for anything further, then why do you want him to keep picking up the tab? That is where it starts getting murky.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, that's where it starts getting
really-
murky. If you are not interested in the guy, because if you're interested in the guy, you know what, honestly, you would think, honey, you don't have to pay the tab because you care about somebody. You're going to say, honey, let me take this. You know, it's not a problem. He might say, if he's earning so much more than you, fine.
It's again, it's an understanding of that situation. It's something that you both, you know, you both, in terms of, you know, your feelings, because that again, it comes in your feelings about this person. Because listen, the lines are drawn. It is as it says, the lines can fall in pleasant places, but because there isn't those value systems, why is he taking you out? Why is he spending his money? What is the whole? What is the purpose of this?
Yes.
Why are we doing what we're doing?
Yes.
You know, is it and then again, because they may not want to be committed to a relationship. Again, because again you hear that okay, well, we are in a relationship, which is more so interesting to me. We are in a relationship, but we are free to see other people, and these sorts of things. So what do we really have? How do we define that?
That's another kind of relationship.
Oh, definitely. But these are the things that are, because in our modern society, these things are so modern, you know. And obviously with with the modernization of our society, we have all the backlashes of all that we have to deal with.
See, and this is the other thing. Now we're talking about the backlash.
Yes.
When you're talking about the backlash, because some people, they have so readily emptied themselves and given all they are to a person they hardly know, and they've been hurt. Now, when they meet new people, the relationship is distorted.
It is, because as we said in previous on previous segments, hurting people just hurt other people. So now
it's a distortion. They won't let anyone in. No one's coming in. There's a barrier. They're out to use somebody.
Vindication, yes. I have to,
It's a mess.
It's a vendetta now. You're not going to use me, I'm going to use you.
Yeah.
You understand? And then how how does this using, because they use, that word is again, just thrown out there. I'm going to use this person. And, it's just so sad, because you keep using people, but you don't realize, particularly, once you become physically involved with someone, I mean, on whatever level, once you have become physically, you have given, whether people, you want to accept it or not, you have actually given a piece of yourself
a part
to
of yourself,
another person. And that can never be regained. Once it's happened, it has happened, it has happened. And
once emotions are
that's
involved,
it.
people have to realize, once you invest those emotions, any breakup,
Yes.
even the smallest, when you're even acquaintances, there's still some pain there.
Yeah,
so
it
what
hurts.
more
It does.
someone that you've been emotionally and
Emotionally
spiritually involved with? That is where the pain comes
in.
and people don't realize that when they're rushing into it, that there is, you are rushing into it because you want a quick fix.
Again and again,
There's going to be a problem there.
It will be. And then again, what happens is they go from one thing so quickly back into another thing, and hasn't given themselves. It's just amazing. I think we, in our society, we become abusers ourselves. And we become, it's like relational junkies.
Yeah.
You have, because the thing about it is that people can be so afraid of being alone.
Yeah.
And what happened is we were never meant to be alone. We are relational beings. There is, the hermit can go up on the hill and and stay there, but that's not what life is. We are to be interrelational, interdependent, and that's how we are created. But sometimes people just find it so difficult to be alone with themselves. It horrifies some people. They
So
just
your first friendship should be
with yourself.
Yes. No, that's important.
If you don't, you're afraid of you.
Yeah, some people are afraid to
Of
be
being
by
alone.
themselves.
And the thing about it, and there's a difference between being alone and loneliness.
Yes.
Totally two different, different
yes,
things altogether.
yes.
Because you can be alone but not be lonely.
Yes.
And then again you have to, because you think that you have to find something to fill yourself. Listen, it's amazing to think that the amount of people, and you could even try it. We would challenge you to try it. Just try being quiet for half an hour on your own, without the radio, without your phone, without anything. Just for half an hour on your own, by yourself.
Yeah.
Just try it and see how well on a scale of 1 to 10 you would have scored yourself. It's difficult for people sometimes to just mobile.